Hello, Dr. Check. This is Greston Griner, and today I will be going through my data visualization 3200 term project. For the first or throughout this video, I'll go back and forth between the rubric, my paper, and SAS VIA. The first area in the rubric was coming up with a data set to use, which I used the bike donations 2016 data file that was in SAS. My second, or for the second topic on the rubric, was my research questions, which I ended up creating four. My first was, how does the gift payment method vary by state? My second was, how does the gift amount vary by city and state? The third was, what were the top 5 Texas cities in terms of gift amount for the year 2016? And my fourth research question was, what was the main gift payment method for 2016? For the third item on the rubric, I did not change any of the measures that were already existing. So I've got my screenshots for each set of measures. I originally thought that I created two for geography, or changed two to geography, but I ended up realizing that I created those, so I didn't consider them changes. For the fourth item on the rubric, I had for my calculated, and I had a calculated item and a custom category. My custom category the uh, was gift payment method breakdown, which breaks down the methods, or breaks down the payment methods into the top used methods. My calculated item uses the donor member ID and gift amount numbers, and it's the gift amount divided by the donor ID to determine the gift amount per donor. For the fifth topic on the rubric, for histograms and box plots and other simple graphs, I have multiple geo-coordinate graphs to begin with. I have a dual axis time series chart, a box or a bar graph, excuse me, a box chart that has the frequencies for gift amount, and then finally a bubble chart, or not finally, but my fifth one, I have a bubble chart along with another geo-coordinate, and then finally my pie chart, which was used to break down the payment methods. Frequency with credit being the top one, checks being the second highest, and then other being the rest of the information. For the sixth part on the rubric, for my scatter plots, bubble graphs, and axis bars, which I mentioned above, my relationships were frequency and gift payment for the pie chart. For the linked graphs here, it was additional gift amount in millions and gift amount in millions with frequency per donor state. The box chart was just the frequency of gift amounts. And then the frequency bar chart was for gift payment method per gift, or to each gift type, the frequency of using each gift type to using each payment method to get a different gift type. The dual axis time series measures the additional gift in millions on the left and the gift amount on the right y-axis. And these variables were used a lot throughout because I believe they were the most important. And I used the event date for my x-axis. If you scroll in and out, you'll go from just a couple time periods to the beginning of the year or to certain periods. Then you'll get days, certain days of the month. And finally, I have zip codes and or donor zip codes for each state. With since there being a limited number of shapes and colors, it's kind of hard to read. So you can click on this state over here if you don't have one of these, or you can click on the zip code for a respective one, and it will pop up the state on the right. And as for the appropriate maps and time series, I have two maps, or I have two geo coordinates to begin with, which, as I explained before, it has the gift amounts for donor states and zip codes on the left, and it is attached to this plain map with just the states on the right. And if you click on a zip code on the left, it will identify the state on the right. For I've already explained the dual axis time series. Then the box chart has the minimum and maximum donation amounts for gift amounts, and as well as the quartile measures and the interquartile range, and it even includes the average, which was 95 and some change. Was $95 and some change. And then the last one, the last graph, or not graph, map, includes additional gift amounts in millions and gift amount in millions with frequency for each donor state. And if you click on the state on the right or use the drop down, it will pull up that state's specific information. And then for the controls, I used a button control for the first map. And if you click on the button, it will pull up a single state. So if you hit AZ for Arizona, you have all the zip codes on the left for frequency for Arizona, and then it conveniently pulls up Arizona on the right. So these two are linked. So if you click on the zip code on the left, it will bring up that state on the right. So if you click off of this, you will then be able to click on any zip code, and it will open that specific state on the right side. And for the other set of controls, or the other control, I created a drop-down menu, which basically does the same thing. But if you click on the state on the right, it is linked to the one on the left, and it will pull up that state's information. Or you can go to here, and let's say you wanted to do Florida. You click on Florida, and it will pull up on the right chart, it will pull up the state Florida, and on the left, it will pull up that state's information. And then that covers my links as well. And as for the rest of the information, it's in my paper. I've explained all of the variables, or all of the charts in detail, in case I missed it in the video. Thank you for your time, and thank you.